Yeah, so tell us about your own animals, like in your life, both now and or growing up or whatever. And because I'm also curious too about, I mean, I've always loved animals, but I had such a itinerant lifestyle for such a long time,
Right.
of like where I was like spending like half of my year on the road. It was just like, well, that would never be feasible, for me, because someone else would be spending half the year taking care of my animal.
Yeah.
But how does that affect you in terms of like, when you're on the road, and like what's your situation there?
Yeah, so I have a dog at home. Her name's Lulu. She is cool. She's like 50 pounds of everything. And she's like 6. Yeah, I got her. She's sort of a rescue, I guess. She was as a puppy, taken home by somebody from a trip in Oregon. Somebody had a litter of puppies, and they were trying to, get rid of puppies, as you do. And so somebody that's in my neighborhood had her at like 6 or 7 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
At a bar down the street. And my friend was a bartender at this bar and was kind of just like, this person is trying to basically, somebody took the puppy on and then decided they couldn't take the puppy on. And so my friend was like, yeah, there's, anybody who's interested. I think it was on Instagram or some sort of social media. And I've been thinking about getting a dog. And she was like, anybody who's interested in a dog, there's a pretty cute puppy at the bar that this person can't take care of or isn't, part of their housing situation, and they need somebody to take this dog on. Yeah, so I met her. I got in contact with the person, and I met her at the park, and she's a puppy. It's easy to fall in love with a puppy when they're 8 weeks old or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so I took her on, and then it's really easy to fall out of love with a puppy when they're like 3 months old. So we did that. We went through the range of emotions in terms of what it might be like to have a puppy in my house, and all of the things that were good to chew and all of the things that weren't good to chew on. And she's awesome. She's such a cool dog. She's really smart. She's got quite a bit of. I did a DNA test on her like later, at some point when I was told that she was Lab and Mastiff, and she is really neither of those things. She's a lot of Springer Spaniel and some Pit and some Border Collie or Aussie or something, like some sort of high energy herding dog, and that barks and jumps on people and does all that good stuff. So she always needs a task. She loves playing fetch. She loves swimming. She loves cuddling. She's a good cuddler. She's real sweet, and she's pretty receptive on picking up little tricks and whatever. And I got her in October of 2019.
Oh, wow. Right before the shit hit the fan.
Right before the shit hit the fan. She went in for her spay surgery at 6 months old on March 3rd of 2020. And by the time she was all healed up, we had a whole life to live together and nothing else to do.
Oh, wow.
So she is kind of a pandemic dog, but I just didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
And that was cool. When the shit hit the fan, we went down to Ukiah, California, and we trimmed weed. Well, I trimmed weed. She mostly ate the stems. But we played fetch, and she didn't wear a leash for like 3 months. And I trimmed weed, and that's what I did for work for a few months. And we learned a lot about growing up and about off-leash training and recall and all that stuff out in the mountains above Ukiah and Mendocino County. And she's better for it, and we have a good relationship for it, and that was awesome. And yeah, she just continues to be like, you know, a fucking blessing in my life, changed my life, you know. I hadn't had a dog as an adult at all. I had a dog that I had taken on when I was like 19 or 20, right before I moved to New York. And yeah, and I you know, I wasn't ready to make the move with the dog, and I think I had the dog for 6 months or a year, and he was a high energy black lab puppy that I had gotten from a litter near my grandfather's house in Eastern Washington or something like that, you know, farm dog stuff. And so I gave him up to somebody, and that my mom worked with, who had another lab, and all that is a long way of saying after that I wasn't ready for a dog. I lived in New York. I have some pretty I have thoughts about dogs in New York, you know, in little apartments and stuff. Yeah. It wasn't something that I was willing to deal with in the time that I was there, and I was hardly home anyway. But you know, my life looks a little bit different now, and yeah, so I took her on, and then subsequently started touring. But I have a good network of people. I have a wonderful roommate who takes care of her a lot of the time, and I people in my life who take her on and love her and are willing to spend time with her. She's a really easy dog, so that that doesn't hurt. She doesn't need a lot, and she gives a lot back. She's literally a saint on this earth.